order. Stephanie, will you call the roll?
Yes, Inspector Contos. Inspector Doris.
You guys are on mute.
Here,
Contos is present.
Doris is present.
Inspector Almer.
Here.
Inspector Pritz.
Here.
Inspector Zeke. Inspector Stanfield.
Here.
Inspector Roberts.
Here. Stephanie, can you check to see if Deb's okay while we,
Yeah.
Okay, so can we do the pledge to the flag and the peace pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the
republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible,
liberty,
with liberty and justice for all. I am a peace builder.
I
pledge to praise people, to give up, put down. I will build peace at home, at school, and in my community every day. Thank you. We have the declaration of emergency. Due to the state declared COVID-19 emergency and the requirements for social distancing, the board meeting shall be conducted virtually with no persons present at the district offices, noting that it is unfeasible to have anyone present at the district offices for this meeting. Can we have a motion?
Oh, go ahead. You got it.
So moved.
Oh,
No, you got
I got it. I move that the board declares the COVID-19 emergency to be a bona fide emergency and authorize the board meeting to proceed by audio and or video conferencing.
Second.
Thank you. Stephanie, can you do the roll?
Yes, Inspector Contos.
Aye.
Inspector Pritz.
Aye.
Inspector Doris.
Aye.
Inspector Almer.
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield.
Aye.
Is Inspector Zeke here yet? No. Inspector Roberts.
Aye. Motion carries. Dr. Ross?
Okay, good evening. Wow, it's fun to juggle the technology all at the same time. Before I start into my report, I just want to make mention of the fact that this week, and specifically this day, is Teacher and Staff Appreciation Day and Week. Today we had delivered to the schools a little treat to thank everybody for all of the work that they've done. I sent an email out to everyone, and we had some a parent that put in several different gratitude messages through Let's Talk. There was one for teachers, there was one for nutrition services, there was one for nurses, and there was one for the school board. So I printed it out so I could read it to you tonight. The parent submitted it anonymously as a compliment. Thank you to the board members for making hard calls that many people might agree with. Without your time and effort and heavy consideration, these decisions might have been made in a less thoughtful manner. So thank you for taking the appropriate level of care when making these tough choices. So that was really nice. You know, this,
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
It's nice to get gratitude from one of our parents.
Excuse me, Dr. Rose.
Yes.
Would you, oh, never mind. I see we're recording now. I apologize.
Yeah, I've been recording the whole time. Yeah, so the thanks and gratitude interest area on Let's Talk was a nice one. It was very busy today with different gratitude messages coming in. So I copy and pasted into a district info email all the ones that work to the teachers, nutrition services, and the nurses. It's a great way for everybody to get and receive those pieces. So I thought that was nice. Today I met with all the surrounding superintendents, the districts, all of us that feed into the high school district. We were all talking about, you know, what are we thinking about for the beginning of the next school year? And obviously none of us have a crystal ball, but we all want to have our students in person fully to start the next school year. So that's where we all are with that. We don't have all the answers yet in regards to social distancing or any other mitigations that may have to be in place as we start the school year, but we will keep an eye on those things and make certain that we have everything in place, everything possible in place. We have begun our registration process for the next school year with the notion of us being fully in person. As of last Friday, 21% of our parents had completed registration. We're hoping for, I've got a little competition going amongst the school sites to have at least 85 to 90% of parent completions in by the end of the school year. We can finalize all of the extra pieces of paperwork, the verification of documents and things that we need to prior to the beginning of the school year. But getting the parent completions in is really nice. So 21% so far. So that's a good start. I had the pleasure of serving on ISB advisory group. We were working to develop a document to send out to all of the school districts, and it's titled Return to In-Person Lessons Learned. The group consisted of 20 superintendents from across the state, 20 principals, and 20 teachers. It was a really great group. In your email that I sent last week to you, I attached the document. I'll attach it again this Friday when I send out the email to the board, in case you want to look at that document to see what those lessons learned came out to be. Though just last week we had, no, it was 2 weeks ago, we went to Woodland for the Arbor Day celebration. Inspector Zeke and her husband were able to be there with us. It was so great to be able to see people outside and gather to watch that tree get planted. The students had a poem to read and they were all excited. They got to help put the dirt on the tree to help plant it. They got all excited about that. Some great pictures, a lot of great smiles even through their masks. You can tell when somebody's smiling because of their eyes. So that was fun. Starting soon will be the Broad Center work that I've shared with you in the past that is now going to be at Yale School of Management. They've titled the program now the Fellowship for Public Educational Leadership. Our first week-long meetings are scheduled for the end of June. But based on the way the virus is behaving in the Northeast, they've determined those meetings will be virtual. So the last week of June, I'll be in virtual meetings pretty much all day, every day that week for our first round of meetings as a group. Really looking forward to it. It's a pretty robust group of leaders from across the nation. About half of the group are sitting superintendents, and the other half is made up of folks who are running private schools or charter school institutions and some other senior level staff from some larger districts. So really looking forward to that program getting off the ground. Our next meeting will be in October, which it will be at Yale, hopefully, as long as all is going well with the virus. So, so that we have to look forward to. We're wrapping up the school year. Before you know it, the end of May is going to be here. Graduation is being managed. Each school site has made arrangements for drive-through graduations it's not about just driving through and getting their diploma. The students will have already gotten their caps and gowns. They've made arrangements for their graduation pictures to come and have those taken. They'll come in their cap and gown. They'll get out of their car. They've got everything set up where they can get their certificate of completion of their 8th grade year. And there's going to be music in some of them. There'll be photograph opportunities set up in different spots. A lot of fanfare to celebrate our 8th graders this year on that day. Parents will sign up for a particular time so that everybody's not coming at the same time, because that wouldn't work for social distancing. So it'll take the whole day, but it'll be nice to be able to celebrate our junior high 8th grade students. Last day for students is May 28th. It is a school improvement day. So students will be online with their teachers for about 2 hours, and then the teachers will have some school improvement activities that afternoon. And we come back to the day after Memorial Day to a Teacher Institute Day. Remember, we had initially planned a Teacher Institute Day for Election Day back in November. And then the state legislature decided they were going to make that a holiday. And we couldn't have the Teacher Institute Day that day, so we had to move it. So this is the relocated Teacher Institute Day from November that was initially on our calendar. We're planning a menu of opportunities, 1 hour sessions, 1 to 2 hour sessions, depending on the content, so that we can, everybody can participate, potentially from their homes, where it'll all be virtual. So we may just have everybody tap in from home, and there's different pieces along through the day to account for attendance and participation. There's a lot of great professional development planned for the summer. Everything from equity to some curriculum work to just a variety of pieces that are coming up this summer. So it'll be a busy summer around the district as far as professional development, which again will most likely be virtual. Summer school will get started, ESY for special education, all kinds of great things happening. And then we try to get the year off the ground with everybody in person in August. That's our goal. Everybody in person. If we have families who have medically fragile situations at home, we'll have to potentially consider some remote options for them, but we have not made a remote option even an option within registration. Registration is we're coming to school. So we'll play those cards out as we learn more before the school year starts, and be ready to greet our students coming back into the buildings. So it'll be exciting to see everybody. So that's my report. Are there any questions?
No questions?
Lots going on.
It's a busy time. It's a busy
Definitely.
time.
Been a busy,
I'm sorry, what was that, Inspector Contos?
it's been a busy year.
Yes, it has. It feels like about 5 busy years rolled up in one. But we're getting there. So 3 weeks from Friday, I believe it is the last day of school. So I can't believe we're already at this point.
Dr. Ross, I had a question regarding
Yes, ma'am.
retirees and first century people. How are we going to acknowledge them this year? I know we haven't been able to have a celebration last year or this year. Is there something that we're planning to do?
Yeah, we're still purchasing the gifts that they receive, and we'll make certain that those are delivered to them at their homes. Sandy worked with the retirees last year and put together a really nice piece that we used in the June board meeting. So we'll be doing that again. We've sent out a letter notifying all of the retirees that we're aware of at this point of that plan. So they'll submit some nice pictures of themselves, their families, some comments to read about them, so we can celebrate them at the board meeting in June.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other board comments or questions? Okay. Dr. Ross?
Okay, in board docs, you note there are 4 FOIA requests that we've received. 2 of those have been responded to.
Okay. Okay, we will make a motion to go into closed session under the following exceptions. Section 2C1, appointment, employment compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, or hearing a complaint against an employee. Section 2C2, collective negotiating matters or deliberation concerning salary schedules for classes of employees. Section 2C9 and Section 2C10, student discipline and other matters relating to individual students. Section 2C11, pending probable or imminent litigation. Section 2C21, closed session minutes. Can we entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Stephanie, will you call the roll?
Yes, Inspector Contos,
aye.
Inspector Pritz,
Aye.
Inspector Doris, Inspector Zeke,
Aye.
Inspector Ulmer,
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield,
Aye.
Inspector Doris,
Aye.
Inspector Roberts.
Aye, motion carries. Let's see. We will return.
John, what do I do to stop the live stream?
On the more button on the bottom, you can hit the same place and then it should say stop.
Okay, got it. And you're recording, so I don't need to be recording?
No, that was meant for somebody else when I texted you that.
So I should pause the recording too? So resume recording, go for it.
Okay, we will call the meeting to order, reconvene. Stephanie?
Yes, consent agenda. The action items listed under the consent agenda are routine business items that will be adopted by a single motion of the board unless a board member or the superintendent request an item be removed from the consent agenda, discussed and voted on separately.
Okay, so here are the items on the consent agenda. Meeting, minutes, regular meeting, minutes, committee meeting, minutes, closed session, report number 136, payroll, treasurer's report and bills, report number 137, personnel report, compensation, hiring, promotion, termination, including resignation, discharge and retirement, change of status, report number 138, gifts, report number 139, a resolution authorizing disposal of district personal property, curriculum materials no longer needed for school purposes, report number 140, a resolution for the renewal of membership in the Illinois Elementary School Association for Dirksen, Gompers, Hufford, and Washington Junior High Schools, and report number 141, selected policies for review and approval.
Okay, are there any requests to remove an item to be discussed and voted on separately? Okay, we'll entertain a motion.
So moved?
Second.
Stephanie?
Inspector Contos,
Aye.
Inspector Pritz,
Aye.
Inspector Doris,
Aye.
Inspector Zeke,
Aye.
Inspector Ulmer, Inspector Stanfield,
Aye.
Inspector Ulmer,
Aye.
Inspector Roberts.
Aye. Motion carried. Dr. Rouse?
Okay, we have one action item is report number 142. This is a resolution accepting the presentation of the amended budget for fiscal year 2020-2021, directing publication of its availability for inspection and providing for a public hearing and notice thereof.
Can we entertain a motion?
I so moved.
Second.
Stephanie, will you call the roll?
Yes, Inspector Contos,
Aye.
Inspector Pritz,
Aye.
Inspector Doris,
Aye.
Inspector Zeke,
Aye.
Inspector Ulmer,
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield,
Aye.
Inspector Roberts.
Aye, motion carried. We will give opportunity for visitors to speak. Reading of public comments is limited to 3 minutes per comment. The board has established a 40-minute time period during each regular and special open meeting of the board for public comments with a 20-minute limit on any one subject. The full board policy is found in policy 2230. Sandy, is there anyone who would like to address the board?
No, there's not. We received no messages.
All right, thank you, Sandy. The board has something to say to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Birthday.
Thank you. Thanks for the nice birthday party.
Okay, we'll turn it over. to
Enjoy the
Dr.
cake.
Right. Dr. Rouse?
Okay, our next action item is report number 143, which is the results of the canvass for the April 6, 2021 school board election, which says it is determined that Gwendolyn R. Ulmer, East Side, and Matthew Pritz, West Side, received a plurality of votes cast and have been elected as members of the Board of School Inspectors for a full 4-year term of Joliet Public Schools, District 86, Will County, Illinois.
Can we entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Wow. Stephanie, can you call roll?
Yes. Inspector Contos,
Aye.
Inspector Pritz,
Aye.
Inspector Doris,
Aye.
Inspector Zeke,
Aye.
Inspector Almer,
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield,
Aye.
Inspector Roberts.
Aye, motion carried.
Okay.
Congratulations. Okay, so we have the oath of office.
So, and I believe our other Mr. Pritz, our other Inspector Pritz now, our newest Inspector Pritz is on with us. He can show his video, turn his video on as well. Yeah, and so Inspector Roberts, are you conducting the oath?
Yes,
Okay, go for it.
I guess when I have them raise their right hand. And I guess, read with me. Or repeat after me. Maybe they should just read it. Okay, I'll read it and they follow behind.
Sure.
Okay, so I state your name, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of School Inspectors of Joliet Public Schools, District 86, in accordance with the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and the laws of the State of Illinois to the best of my ability.
I,
I, Matthew Pritz, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of School Inspectors of Joliet Public Schools, District 86, in accordance with the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, the laws of the State of Illinois.
State of Illinois, to the best of my ability.
I further swear or affirm that
I further swear or affirm that
Or affirm that
I shall respect taxpayers' interests by serving as a faithful protector of the school district assets.
I shall respect taxpayers'
interests by serving as a faithful protector of the school's district
assets.
I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board while respecting the privacy of students and employees.
I shall encourage and respect the free
expression of opinion by my fellow
by
board
my
members and
members
others
who
before the board while
before-
respecting the privacy of
while
students. and
respecting the
employees.
privacy of students and employees.
I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public board meeting.
I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority or
as an
individual
and
that
has decisions can be
decisions
made only by a
made
majority
only
vote
by the majority vote
at a public board meeting.
board meeting.
And I shall abide by majority decisions of the board while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels.
I shall abide by majority
Majority
decisions
decisions of the
board.
board while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through
decisions
ethical
through
and
ethical and constructive channels.
As a part of the Board of School Inspectors, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district.
As part of the Board of School Inspectors, I shall
accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education for every
education
student in this
every
school.
student in the school district.
I shall foster with the board extensive participation of the community, formulate goals, define outcomes, and set the course for Joliet Public Schools District 86.
I shall foster the board
Foster with the board extensive participation
participation
of
in the community,
formulate goals, define
goals,
outcomes,
and
and
outcomes
course of Joliet Public Schools District 86.
86.
I shall assist in establishing a structure and an environment designed to ensure all students have the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound organizational framework.
I shall assist in establishing
Establishing a structure of an environmental
I sure all
designed to ensure all
have
students have the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound organizational framework.
with framework.
I shall strive to ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement in all conditions affecting the education of our children in compliance with state law.
I shall
Shall
serve
strive to ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement and all conditions
all
affecting
conditions
education of our
affecting
children.
education of our children in compliance with state laws.
I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students and our community school to advance the vision for Joliet Public Schools District 86.
I shall serve as educator
Key advocate on behalf
on
of students
students
in
in
our
our
community
schools
to advance
to
the vision of
it-
Joliet Public Schools District 86.
86.
And I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision the board has created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development.
I shall strive to together
Work
district
with the
superintendent
superintendent
lead
to lead the school district towards fulfilling the
towards
vision the board
fulfilling
has
the
created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic,
board
skills,
in the
knowledge,
area.
citizenship, and personal development.
Okay, elected members of Board of School Inspectors are now seated. Stephanie, would you call the roll?
Yes. Inspector Matthew Pritz.
Aye.
Inspector Doris.
Here.
Inspector Zeke. Inspector Ulmer.
Here.
Inspector Stanfield.
Here.
Inspector Zeke.
Aye.
Inspector Roberts.
Aye, motion carried. Okay, we want to recognize our outgoing board members. Do we want to go around? Inspector Doris, would you like to go first, maybe?
Love to start. Thank you. I just want to say a big thank you to Jeff and Tony. There is so much institutional knowledge that we are losing with the two of you gone, and so much experience just in the general education world. So thank you so much for all of your years of experience. We will move forward without you, but completely understand that we are standing on the shoulders of the folks who have come before us. So thank you for all of your service. Please don't be strangers. But please don't show up with a bunch of people at a meeting, you know, public comment. Try to treat us right, please, from the other side.
Will do.
I'll pass it. Oh, go ahead. You got it, Tony.
Inspector Stansville.
Guys, thank you for all you've done, and thank you for all the knowledge you've imparted to me. And I hope you'll still help if we need it.
Uh-oh, he's gone.
We lost your voice again, Mr.
Yeah, we lost you. Okay. Is he still talking?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Wait. Inspector Stanfield?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Okay, go ahead.
You guys didn't hear any of that? I said,
No.
Oh,
You might want to
Great.
start over.
all right. I said, guys, thank you for all the knowledge and wisdom you've imparted to me. I appreciate your help and participation and learning from you both. And just, I wish you well in your next endeavor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Inspector Almer.
Thank you. I think you both are great men and who are a reflection of the good that this community has. Prince family, from the great parties at Halloween that a lot of children knew that house and died to get there on Halloween night. And so Candace still has a big love for the Prince family. You from high school and welcoming me as one of those we care moms, and the relationship has just evolved. So thank you for just being very good people. I love you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Inspector Zeke.
Well, Jeff and Tony, I want to thank you very much for your patience and your leadership, and always caring the very most about not only our children, but our community as a whole. I think it's remarkable that this is going to be the third generation of the Pritz family on the board, which shows a level of commitment by your family. I've always used Jeff particularly as a touchstone in my years on the board, 18 years. I know I haven't got anywhere close to catching up with you, but I think the strength of our board is not always that we agree, but that we come to our concerns and our problems with an open mind and an open heart, and we are willing to be collaborative. And we realize that everybody has value and everybody has an opportunity to serve. So I really want to thank you both very, very much for your patience and your leadership and your friendship. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deb.
Jeff and Tony, your knowledge, your experience, Jeff, you've put in the work to get us to this point, to help us move forward. The experience from the hard work you had to go through in the beginning is just a testament of where we are today, and that little easier now, right? But you put in the work, and I so appreciate your knowledge and your experience, and that I could look to you because I knew you had that background and that you can help guide the board. Tony, your experience just in education and giving a different viewpoint, you added so much balance to the board, kind of made it easy and settled. I really, really appreciate you guys. I'm definitely going to miss you, but I really do wish you the best in your next venture. Hopefully it's traveling and going abroad, but I surely do appreciate you, and we will miss you.
Thank you, Tony.
Oh, thank you.
Inspector Roberts, can I say a couple of words too?
You sure can.
Well, you know, it's interesting. This is we're coming up on the end of my 5th year in the district, and I think back to January of 2016 when I was invited for my first round interview in the freezing cold weather. I didn't have a winter coat. I had the best coat I had, which was just an overcoat, because living in California, I didn't need one. It was freezing, but it was all good. But that was my first time to meet all of you, and just going from that point to now, the depth of relationship that we've been able to establish, it's been an amazing journey. And you know, district superintendents come and go based upon relationships with boards, and I really appreciate what the two of you have brought to the table, and your experiences. Jeff, and being on the board for 26 years, 6 times a president, 4 times vice president, working with 4 different superintendents, one of them being me. You've been with this for a while, and that longevity has been amazing. And Tony, you're wrapping up your 2nd term. You've been vice president twice, and you've worked with 2 superintendents, one of those being me. And your experience as an educator really has added that extra layer of depth to the conversations as well, and the understandings. And, you know, I just can't say enough how much I appreciate all that you both have brought to the table, what you've counseled me with, what your words of wisdom in helping us to move the district to the next level. And we're still on that journey of where that next level is, but I do think we're headed in the right direction. And part of that is because of the leadership that both of you have brought to bear with our journey. So thank you so much. Please don't be strangers. You know, there's always another lunch at Heroes, Jeff. Or another margarita, Tony, or I understand there's, you know, potentially appetizers on the front porch or somewhere, but you know, it's all good. So there's, you know, please don't be strangers. We want to still see you, and obviously we'll still have the Pritz name with us. So we'll continue that that legacy as well. So, and we do have. It'd be nice if we were in person, because we have plaques that we would give you both. They're at the office. Stephanie worked hard to get them. They're at the office. So we'll work out a time to connect with both of you for us to be able to give you the plaque and move forward from there. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gentlemen.
Go ahead, Jeff. You first.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the very nice comments. I really do appreciate it. I guess first and foremost, we have to remember today is Teachers Appreciation Day. So happy teacher appreciation to all those hardworking folks out there that are working day in and day out with our students. Listening to the comments, I get the feeling of what retirement is going to feel like here. That's what it almost feels like. I'm truly humbled, I guess is what I would say. I'm humbled to have been lucky enough to be a small part of this district for the last 28 years. We were talking earlier, you know, about how challenging it was 28 years ago. Some of you know the story. The very first board meeting that I was involved in, we closed 2 schools. We froze wages across the district. We began to share principals between buildings. We were making some really, really tough decisions. So challenging times, and the challenges don't go away. They're here today, they're going to be here in the future. And that gets me to the humility. In all the organizations I've been involved with, I've never seen as dedicated or focused individuals like I have at District 86, whether it's in the central office or the folks that work in our buildings, making our buildings look fantastic, all the buildings and grounds folks. And then truly to the teachers that are working, you know, with our students day in and day out to be sure that they get everything that they need to be successful. When you see that on an ongoing basis, just nonstop, it's truly, truly amazing. It's not a 9-to-5 job. I've learned to respect it more and more and more every year I've been on the board. It's nights, it's weekends, and I just can't say enough on what I've learned from being involved with the district in the last 28 years. Since this is probably the last time I'll be able to speak, I would be remiss if I did not say how proud we are of our son, you know, showing his dedication and commitment to the community by serving on this board. And actually, Deb, this will be the 4th generation. My grandfather was treasurer for District 86 for a number of years. So yeah, 4th generation serving the district. So we're excited. We're excited to see Matt carry on that tradition. So again, thank you so much. And I just really appreciate you letting me come along for the ride.
Now, Jeff, are you going to be babysitting while your son's at the board meetings?
Every second we can.
Excellent suggestion.
You'll have to fight Laura for the baby.
Yeah, I'm already having to do that.
I know.
No, very blessed, very lucky grandparents. Thank you.
Where do I start? I'm going to say that, you know, for 33 years, I watched District 86 from the high school district. and just watched it as a colleague. You know, I had to step into those junior high schools many times to be honest with you, just to either communicate or get kids to understand what high school was going to be about. But once I got here, I have to tell you, I still believe what I told you guys on the first month I was a board member. There's so much that goes on here. It's unbelievable that it gets done. To think there's anywhere between 10,500 and 11,000 students on the budget that it has, it's a remarkable operation. And I know people want to be critical of it, but if they would only come to the activities we have that are open to people, they would see that there's a lot that goes on here that's very, very upbeat. It's a little secret is what it is. There's no reason to condemn it. So then, if I can go through a quick list, a little bit like Jeff, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank those 4 people that showed patience to me when I came on. There was a little learning to do. So thank you, Jeff and Debbie and Gwen and Tanya. You were very patient with me. It's a miracle that 5 of us were together for 8 years. Tanya, thank you for your leadership and thank you for your faith in me. That means a lot. It really does. Gwen, I thank you. You're one unbelievable lady. You put your heart into whatever you do. Your unwavering support is appreciated. And by the way, those are the best pork chops in Will County. So thank you. She knows what I mean. Jeff, you proved me right. You know, I made this guess many years ago when I had you in the classroom, and you made me look like I knew what I was talking about. So you're one heck of a guy. Again, you put your heart into it, your head into it, and it's a proven fact. So thank you for everything that you've done. Debbie, yours is a dedication that, you know, second to who, I don't know who, but it's an ongoing dedication that you have to what you do. And Eric and Emil, you're value adding to this board. I can tell. It's already shown. Remember that as you go through this. It's going to have ups and downs, but you're going to be fine. It's been a privilege to have all of you on the board and be whatever you want to call us, colleagues together on this board. Dr. Rouse, what a wonderful surprise. I'm not degrading anybody else that had the position before you, but you, the way you follow through on things, your professionalism with everything you do, your commitment, your unbelievable, unmeasurable commitment to what you do. There are very few like you, I know that. And like I told you, you're my 13th superintendent in my educational years. And I'll be fair, rather than say you're the best, I'll say you're one of the 2 best. You're unbelievable. So keep up the good work. And to the 2, well, what have we got here? Just Matthew, good luck with what's going to go on. The 3 questions I always ask myself, I've said these before. How does the community see us? How do we see ourselves? Take those 2 lists and then say, what do we want to be? And that's the important thing. And I think that's where we've been for the last few years. What do we want to be? And we want to be a cut above what a lot of people think of us. So keep all that in mind. You're going to be good. I believe you will be good. So thank you to everyone again. No, I won't get lost. I'll show up somewhere with a gang of 25 people at a board meeting probably, but we'll be there.
You wouldn't dare. Thank you, Tony.
Oh, go lay down.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Jeff, for your service, for your dedication to the community and wanting to see the best for District 86 and the city of Joliet. We appreciate you. Any other comments?
I just wanted to say it sounds like I have some serious shoes to fill, but I really appreciate the warm welcome and I'm excited to be part of the board.
Welcome. Yes.
Matt, I think you're gonna do just fine. I do. Welcome aboard. We look forward to working with you and helping
We're
you to
also
carry
looking
on.
forward to seeing a picture of your new baby.
Right. That would be good. We'll help you with your legacy. Okay, so we're gonna do a The designation of temporary chairperson, can we have somebody that wants to be the temporary chairperson?
I'll do it, Tanya.
Okay, so we will entertain a motion to appoint a temporary chairperson. Can we have a motion for Gwen to be appointed as temporary chairperson?
So moved.
Can we
Second.
have,
Second.
okay. Stephanie, can you do the roll?
Yes. Inspector Pritz? Matthew Pritz?
Aye.
Inspector Doris?
Aye.
Inspector Zeke?
Aye.
Inspector Almer?
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield?
Aye.
Inspector Roberts?
Aye. Motion carried. Gwen, you can now take control of the meeting.
Ooh, I'm the boss. Report
Always.
terms of office.
Go lay
Can I
down.
motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Okay.
Stephanie, would you call the roll, please?
Yes. Inspector Pritz? Matthew
Aye.
Pritz? Inspector Doris?
Aye.
Inspector Zeke?
Aye.
Inspector Almer?
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield?
Aye.
Inspector Roberts?
Aye.
Motion carried. I have report number 2, election of officers. Nominations for the office of president are in order.
I'd like to nominate Tanya Roberts, president.
Second.
Are there any other nominations for the office of president? Okay, the nominations are closed. Stephanie, would you call the roll for the nomination of president?
Yes. Inspector Pritz?
Aye.
Inspector Doris?
Aye.
Inspector Zeke? Inspector Almer?
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield?
Aye.
Inspector Roberts?
Aye.
Inspector Zeke?
Go lay down.
Aye.
Okay, Tanya Roberts is now president.
Thank you. Thank you for the nomination. Okay, so we have election of vice president. We have nominations for the office of vice president are in order. Do we have any nominations for the vice president?
I'd like to nominate Eric Norris.
Are there any other nominations? Is there a second? Can we have a second?
Second.
Okay, Stephanie, can you do the roll?
Yes. Inspector Pritz?
Aye.
Inspector Doris?
Aye.
Inspector Zeke?
Aye.
Inspector Almer?
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield?
Aye.
Inspector Roberts?
Aye. Motion carried. Eric Doris is now vice president. We have election of treasurer. Nominations for the office of treasurer are in order. Do we have any nominations? We know who we're voting in, right?
I'd like to nominate Tamara Mitchell.
Second.
Stephanie?
Yes. Inspector Pritz?
Aye.
Inspector Doris?
Aye.
Inspector Zeke? Inspector Almer?
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield?
Aye.
Inspector Roberts,
Aye.
Inspector Zeke. Inspector Zeke? I think it must have frozen.
Oh, yes. It says she left.
Okay.
Okay. We have, I guess, we have Ms. Mitchell as our treasurer, right? Nominations for the office of secretary are in order.
I nominate Stephanie Phelan.
Can we have a second?
I second it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Second.
Stephanie?
Inspector Pritz,
Aye.
Inspector Doris,
Aye.
Inspector Zeke, oh, sorry. Inspector Almer,
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield,
Aye.
Inspector Roberts,
Aye. Motion carries. Stephanie Phelan is now secretary. We have report number 3, date, time, and place of meeting.
President Roberts, if I could just jump in for just a second for some clarity on this. We typically we have our meetings at the JFK Administrative Center, but with the social distancing guidelines and potentially those needing to continue into this next year, we felt it would be important to use a larger school facilities for the meetings. So you'll notice that the meetings rotate between Cedar Sanchez Elementary and Hufford Junior High. That way we have an east side, a west side location rotating. We'll still have our site focuses for the months of September, October, November, December, and February and March, where we'll have a school site present, but they'll present at one of these locations. That way we can ensure our social distancing guidelines are in place and we have plenty of space to be able to accommodate the meetings.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions or concerns? Any comments about that, board?
No.
No? Okay, can we entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Stephanie?
yes, Inspector Pritz,
Aye.
Inspector Doris,
Aye.
Inspector Zeke, oh, sorry, Inspector Almer,
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield,
Aye.
Inspector Roberts,
Aye, motion carried. Report number 4, a resolution authorizing the use of facsimile signatures. Do we have a,
So moved.
thank you. Can we get a second?
Second.
Stephanie?
Inspector Pritz,
Aye.
Inspector Doris,
Aye.
Inspector Almer,
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield,
Aye.
Inspector Roberts,
Aye, motion carried. Report number 5, resolution declaring a vacancy.
So this, just for clarity's sake, this resolution declares the open seat. We had one person on the ballot for the west side seats. We had 2 west side inspector seats. So this declares the vacancy that allows us then to pursue a process for filling that position through an application process.
Okay, so they have a deadline of May 20th, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. So we'll get a
Okay.
posting into the paper on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this week with a letter of intent and resume due to Stephanie as the board secretary by May 20th at 3 p.m. Qualifications are 18 years of older or a citizen of the United States, resident of District 86, living on the west side of Joliet for at least 1 year and need to be a registered voter. So all of that will be included in the ad that gets placed in the paper.
Okay, and then we'll review and make appointments, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can we entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Stephanie?
yes, Inspector Pritz,
Aye.
Inspector Doris,
Aye.
Inspector Almer,
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield,
Aye.
Inspector Roberts,
Aye. Sorry.
Inspector Roberts,
Aye. Motion carried. We have report number 6, pre-approval of Board of School Inspectors expenses related to the new board member training for the newly elected appointed board members. Can we have a motion?
So moved.
Inspector Pritz, you want to second your own training?
Second.
Stephanie?
Inspector Pritz,
Aye.
Inspector Doris,
Aye.
Inspector Ulmer, Inspector Stanfield,
Aye.
Inspector Roberts.
Aye. Motion carries.
I was gonna say, you're not making me take that stuff again, are you?
No.
So Matt came in, sat down, and started voting right away.
Put you to work right away.
There you
That's
go.
right. There you go. Okay, we have our closing items. Any board comments?
No.
Inspector Doris?
Just a big welcome to Matt. I have been the new guy before. It's always a great experience. It's a learning experience. If you have any questions, I will always tell you the truth. That's one thing that you know about me. I will tell you the truth. So welcome. Read everything that you can. Go back through the board docs, read minutes. I like to stay up with last year. So I'll just look at what we were doing last year to prepare for the month's board meeting. Yeah, and find a buddy. It doesn't have to be me. You can choose somebody, but get a board buddy. And let that person tell you what to do. So,
Well, and
Sounds
just
great. I really appreciate it.
just to add to that, we all kind of do tell the truth, so it's all good.
Right.
Really?
Just put that out there, right?
I want to make sure that was clear on the record.
Inspector Doris, you want to talk about the finance committee meeting?
oh yeah, I actually have things to talk about. We had a finance committee meeting today. We went over the proposed amended budget for the current fiscal year. And we actually just moved to have it for a public hearing and notice. So it will be up for 30 days. Is that correct, Dr. Ross?
Yes.
Yep, for public comment. So good meeting.
Any other comments? No. Well, Matt, thanks you for even taking an interest in joining us. We look forward to working with you. We all tell the truth. You can lean on any of us. We
I mean it that way.
We will share what we know and what we can. So don't hesitate to call on us if you need something.
Sounds great. I really appreciate the warm welcome, and I'm really excited to be here.
Okay, any other board comments? No? Well, thanks again, Jeff and Tony. We appreciate you. Happy birthday to Sandy. And if there be nothing else, we can make a motion to adjourn.
Welcome aboard, Matt. And so moved.
Second.
Stephanie?
Inspector Fritz,
Aye.
Inspector Doris,
Aye.
Inspector Zeke. I'm sorry, Inspector Ulmer,
Aye.
Inspector Stanfield,
Aye.
Inspector Roberts.
Aye, motion carried. Have a great night and stay safe, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Night.